Okay, so now we're going to do the actual install of the gun effect. Should be the last install we have to do for this program, except for the flight plans. And I've got my two folders here. This is my simulator folder. On this side, I've got all those install files. So let's just take a quick look at the instructions for gun effects. This is written originally by this Andrew Bowlby, and he put it all together. I added some sound and added the extra effect on here for the sound. So basically, what you got to do is get into your aircraft config and put these under your strobe or under your light section of your aircraft folder. So all you have to do is highlight this line here and then right click and say copy. And you highlight, of course, just by setting your cursor, left clicking and dragging down to what you want. So then right click and choose copy. And now we're going to go to our gun or our airplane and find our Corsair. So that's always under Sim Objects in FSX, under our main flight simulator folder. And there it is, Sim Objects, and we want airplanes. We're going to right click on the airplanes, and there's our Corsair revised. So I'm going to highlight it there. And then on this side, you're going to find that aircraft config file. So what you do is I think you can just double click on that and it'll come up in a text editor. So sure enough, it opens. Now, you may want to rename this or copy this file to a backup, so if you screw it up, you can replace it. But you can probably replace it out of the main folder that you installed it from as well, or unzip it if you have to again. Okay, so what we're looking for is the lights section. So we're going to scroll on down until we find lights. There's lights right there. Okay, so what we're going to do is just move our cursor at the end of that and hit the enter button. And now we're going to just paste by right clicking, and because we copied it on that other screen, we're just going to paste it right in there. Okay, now that doesn't, I mean, it would work that way, but I'm going to highlight it and then use a shift tab to move all of that back so it's right in line with everything. So one thing I like to do is make sure that the numbers aren't conflicting with each other, and they're not. Now technically you could probably change this to 6.6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, but it'll work fine the way it is. So what we're going to do is just save this. Okay, so that's that, and now our config file is updated. Alternatively, you could have just copied this aircraft config. If I double click on that, you'll see that this file, I've already added those light strobes right in there. So that would just replace your aircraft config file with all that work already done. So just that would be the other way of installing that. Okay, there's two other things we need to do. We need to get the two effects files, FX effects files. So we want to right click on those and choose copy. And we want to move those into our simulators file, so we can now close the sim objects folder on the drop down and find our effects folder again. We're going to right click on that and paste these back over there, those two effects files. And of course it's asking me, do I want to replace, because I'd actually put them in there, and I'll say yes I do. So now if we look at effects, they're in there, the wing guns and the FX6 guns are all in there, so they're in there. Okay, so now the last thing we need to do is get the sound file, the strafe.sound file. So we're going to right click on that, choose copy it again, and we're going to move over to our simulator sound file or sound folder and just right click on that and paste it right in there. And if you were actually in the folder, you'd see it go in there, but there it is. Okay, so we pasted it in there, and that's it. So now we will test the guns on our next video.